What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Locked On Sharks, the premier hockey podcast covering your favorite team in the Bay Area. You can catch us live on NBCSN after the games. We made NBC say, the Content Boys on air.
What a world we live in, Kyle.
We did it. We did it, Joe.
What a world.
You're Locked On Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
We literally just shitpost. like if you come to the podcast and you watch on YouTube or you listen to wherever you can find us, lots of analysis, lots of insight, interviews. We got the good stuff, jokes and stuff. But if you just follow like our Twitter, it's 87% shit posting.
And then us talking about the podcast where you can listen.
Yeah.
That's basically it. It's a good mix.
We've had a lot of good tweets over this past season and stuff like that. But then today they picked Kirby carrying a gigantic sack of vegetables, and the caption was "Live look at Reimer." God, no wonder we don't have press credentials. There's a reason they didn't answer our emails.
Straight to spam.
Straight to the block box. I feel bad for the two interns in the Sharks organization that have to listen to this show to make sure we're not offside. Shout out to you guys. You guys are the real heroes.
Yes, please get it. Just slide into our DMs. Let us know you're there. We want to know.
Yeah, you can do it from a burner account or something like that. We'll jump over to like Telegram or Signal with like deleting messages. We can do it. We'll be like the Ken Klippensteins, and you guys can be leaking documents. We don't care. We're down. Just get at us. I'm your host, Kyle Demetrius. Back with me, co-host JD, the Yoshi to my skeleton Yoshi. I don't know. I thought there was another like sidekick animal, and I no. The frog suit Mario to my Tanuki suit Mario.
Oh, Tanuki suit's my favorite.
Yeah, it's the best one. Obviously,
it's the best one.
But the frog suit is great when he's like swimming under the water.
Yeah, but when you're on land, you're useless. Anyway.
Oh, because he hops like a frog. Yeah. It's very strange. I don't know why they did. I guess to make it like
realistic,
so that you can only be in the water. So you can't. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, realistic. It's a little known fact that when Italian plumbers put on a frog suit, they have to hop around. But anyway, the Sharks, lots of stuff happened.
Big weekend of stuff. Yeah,
we obviously extended weekend. Happy Thanksgiving to all who celebrate. I don't know why I said it like that, but obviously we didn't have shows Thursday and Friday because JD was filling his gullet with smoked turkey because he smoked a turkey on his Traeger, which is pretty dope.
Yep.
And then probably ate like most of the pies at midnight after a good Halo sesh. No, we were playing Halo on Thursday or Friday, and JD was like, "I'll be right back," and he muted his mic, and we can hear stuff, and then he comes back, and we're playing a Slayer match, and he's eating pie, but he was going off. It was like 10-3 or something at one point, just crushing cheesecake. And then at the match, he like dropped the fork, like a mic drop. He's like, "Okay, I'm ready for the next match."
And then I played terribly the next match.
Yeah, it's too filled with cheesecake. But anyway. Yeah. We're off Thursday, Friday. They played the Senators. They beat the tar out of them 6-3. Also, the funniest shit I've ever seen is there was a scrum behind the net, and Tyler Ennis, all 5'1" of him, rolls in there, and Timo just takes his left hand and pushes him, and then he's still there, so he just pushes him really hard, and he foots him on his ass. Good stuff. The Senators are the worst team in the league. Then they went into Toronto. No, Toronto came here. There. Toronto smacked him around, gave him the old Colombian necktie.
Wasn't pretty.
No. And then San Jose put up a 2-0 defensive battle win over Chicago as of an hour ago. We're recording this on Sunday. Really, 3 different games.
All hail James Reimer. So,
yeah, all 3 different games. But I think we're going to start with the off-ice news that happened to the Sharks. Doug Wilson is taking a step away from the team because of an ongoing medical situation. Joe Will is the assistant GM, and he'll be acting GM in the interim.
Yeah, I think I think he's had a persistent cough since the summer, so I'm not sure. But yeah, get well, Doug Wilson. You're very, very important to the Sharks, just a little bit. So yeah, get well.
Yeah, we're not going to speculate on his health issues. We don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So when we know, you'll know. But it's just I don't know. Obviously, the day-to-day stuff. I'm assuming if a move like
trading a certain player
traded,
yes,
yeah. If like an important piece like Evander Kane and you see a trade or a hurdle or something like that, I'm sure that Doug will be involved in some way. Hopefully,
he's got 25 phones. I think they can get a hold of him. So.
Yeah.
I hope in his Arizona house he's got like the Bacta tank and like Luke Luke's like in. That's just what he's in now until he needs to come out. Then he comes out, dries off, and then goes into the suntan bed for a little while, and then goes back into.
Does he live in Arizona?
I think he has a house in Arizona or something like that. So, but I think that's what I read. But wherever he's at, yeah, Bacta tank. Suntanny bed, back and forth
into the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah, it's the heat and the ice. You got to alternate. So
yeah, it's like a Finnish sauna or whatever. The Finnish spa. But we don't know what's going on with him. So hopefully he gets better and stuff. What we do know though,
Evander Kane.
I was gonna get you to sell some ads.
Okay, let's sell some ads first, then we'll get to
I forgot what it was. So I was hoping you would just jump in there, and we didn't. But
let's
move on to the next story issue.
Yeah, well, let's talk about our friends over at DirecTV Streams. So does this sound familiar? You've got one device that lets you catch the game live, another that lets you stream your favorite shows. You watch sports highlights on your phones, and you've got your neighbor's best friends logging in for the good stuff. Well, I want to tell you about a simple way to get all the entertainment you love without the hassle, and a great way to get your TV together. It's called DirecTV Stream, and it brings you live TV and on-demand favorites together like never before, so you can watch your favorite sports, movies, and shows all in one place. That means no more juggling remotes, no need to buy another device ever again. And the best part, there's no annual contract. So get rid of the clutter and the confusion and get your TV together with DirecTV Stream. You can learn more at directv.com. That's directv.com. Compatible devices required. Content varies by package.
Our content does not vary by package. We're on NBCSN. Catch us there.
Constantly.
Have we ever been on before?
Yeah.
We have?
Yes.
Oh, the Brent Burns tweet?
Yeah, Brent Burns. Yeah. We've been on, I think we've got.
Wait, no, it wasn't the Brent Burns Ninja Turtles tweet.
No, we got the Brent Burns dressed up. It was like I photoshopped him on a Niners linebacker once. So yeah.
Oh yeah, that was weak. That was
thanks.
Wasn't our best effort. Well, hey, I can't say everything's good because you're gonna think everything's good. When it's not as good, you got to tell the person, hey, it's not your best effort. It was lazy and uninspired.
It made NBC.
It did, true, but this one was much better by you. Yeah. Kirby. Evander Kane. He will be assigned to waivers tomorrow, I guess, is how it works.
When you hear this, yeah.
When you hear this, I guess he's been assigned to waivers. If he clears, I'm gonna say there's a 98% chance that he clears waivers. Because if people don't know, somebody gets put on waivers.
But he's on waivers right now, and by the time you hear this, he'll probably have cleared waivers. So
yeah. So he's on waivers. But if somebody does claim him, the thing with waivers is that you take on his full salary and his contract and everything. It's just your guy.
He's doing that right now.
Yeah, exactly. No, nobody's going to do that. That's why I said 98% chance he's not doing that. Then when he clears waivers, that means he's eligible to be sent down to the minors. And the Sharks said that he will be going to the AHL. His agent, he changed agents to Dan Milstein. And Dan Milstein said that he's going to play with the Barracudas. I don't know how you get the team name wrong.
Yes.
God. But he said he's going to go there to continue his hockey career and show that he can still play in the NHL, blah, 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 blah. I don't think the Sharks said that he's going to play with the CUDA, right? They're just going to assign him there.
Yeah, they're going to assign him there. I think Shane kind of tweeted out the timeline where realistically this week, upcoming weekend's games would be the first opportunity because I think they have a game like Tuesday or something like that, or Thursday. But, he hasn't skated or practiced at all, since actually at all because he wasn't even at training camp. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's reports out there that there's an Eastern Conference team that is interested. So you wonder if maybe you might get a small pump and dump here if you can show like, hey, if he comes out and just lights the Cuda on fire, which he should because he's a top 6 NHL forward, so he should just dominate against these AHL guys. And then you can maybe try to take his trade value from -50 to -25 and hopefully get something, try to work out a deal. So I think in the long run, like it seems like these Sharks aren't going to be calling up. They've basically said there's no timeline for him to return to the Sharks. And I think for both parties at this point, it seems like a trade is probably the best option. So, and I'm betting that Kane is going to waive his no trade clause to just get out of there and go play NHL team, NHL hockey here soon. So
yeah, there's no shot that they're like, yeah, we have a trade, but it's on your no trade list. He's be like, no. literally, imagine he did that. I would be like, okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is the 2% chance. The Atlanta Thrashers did claim him, which I did enjoy. If you don't follow the Atlanta Thrashers Twitter account, please go do. They're amazing. But yeah, they did put in a waiver claim for him, so he's going to be going back to Atlanta and just skating by himself on a abandoned rink.
Oh, that's awesome. Do we think that he's going to actually play with the Barracuda? Because once you send him to the please don't show up.
Yeah, I think he's going to play with the Cuda just because it's like he seems like he wants to actually start playing hockey again.
But I don't care what he wants.
And I mean, they did come out and say like we feel like we have a strong enough infrastructure with the coaches and all that, like Roy Summers and stuff. So I think they're going to let him play with the Cuda.
But they can't say that about the thing this year when then last year they let him do whatever he wants. Did the coaching staff change? No.
I'm just reading what they said. So yeah, no. I think they're going to let him play with the Cuda. I don't think he's ever going to put on a Sharks jersey ever again, but I think they'll let him play with the Cuda. I don't know if I don't think it's going to be a Tony DeAngelo situation where they just tell him to go home for the year. So I think they're just going to let him play with the Cuda.
They might if he goes to the AHL and is reckless about it.
If he does that, but I'm assuming that Kane is going to try to be on his best behavior as he goes, because I assume he wants to continue to play in the NHL and then try to work out a trade at some point. So yeah. The rumors are the Sharks would have to attach a sweetener, they've already said they're willing to eat 50% of his salary for the next 4 years. Again, he's 4 years, $28 million still left, including this year. But I don't know what type of sweetener I've heard read first round picks and stuff like that. But again,
that was pure speculation though.
Yeah. If you're retooling,
there's no shot that Doug Wilson
is trading first round pick to get rid of.
Yeah. When we get into the game talk here, it's painfully obvious the Sharks need their picks because they're not competing for the playoffs this year. What in these 3 games inspired you to be like, God damn, that is a playoff team?
Their defense and their goaltending.
I guess, but James Reimer can't play all 82 games.
No, that
Aiden Hill has been he's played 4 in a row.
Yes,
we've talked about somebody you need to take the reins, and it seems that James Reimer has. So the Evander Kane just put a bow on it. Whatever. Yeah. I don't care. I tweeted the Simpsons when Kirk Van Houten gets fired for the Cracker Fact. He's like, that's it. So 20 years, so long and good luck. And then I tweeted the picture of the boss saying, I don't recall saying good luck.
I have a Doug Wilson one with his face on it. I could have sent you. Oh, well. Anyway.
I was shopping today. Arc'teryx is very expensive, by the way. Yes. I was shopping today. But I just wanted to fire off some hot tweets.
Don't blame
fire
me.
Takes, baby.
So fire takes. So instead of covering the 3 games one by one, we're just gonna do some broad strokes because as much as we love to sit here and talk, this podcast would be like an hour long if we just try to
which we used to do all the time. And then we realized that that's insane. So yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head before we were talking. I was like, what do you take away from a game where they beat up the worst team in the league, they get smoked by one of the best teams in the league, and then they 2-0. It was 1-0. It was an empty net goal. They barely beat one of not a very good team. And I think you hit the nail
I
on
mean,
the
the
head.
Blackhawks they've won 6 out of 8 coming into this game. They've turned it around since they
But they're in that shitty tier.
They're in that
San Jose, like that
middle
bottom
tier.
tier. Yeah. But I think you hit the nail on the head before we talked about what the deal is with the Sharks.
So the Sharks, at this point in the season, so we're at the 3/4 pull at this part of the season. So they can, against bottom teams, like they can, kind of pummel them. And we've seen that against, the Sens and teams like that. And that's, you see the depth scoring, and then they can explode for those 5-6 goals. When they play the top teams like your Torontos and your Hurricanes and stuff like that, they did beat the Hurricanes, but that's where, this team is built on defense and then trying to be able to squeak out enough offense between your Coutures, your Hurdles, your Timos. And so far it's been working okay, but when you play those top teams and you can't generate any offense and you get hemmed in your own defensive zone for 20 minutes straight, that's where, they just don't have the horses to compete with those. But then when you get to these kind of creamy middle teams where your Blackhawks and such, and again, that's where that if you have your good defensive structure and James Reimer is playing lights out like he has been all season, and you just squeak out enough offense, they can compete with this. So I think that's kind of where we're at with this team right now, is they don't have enough depth scoring. I mean, it's good to see Nick Bonino finally light the lamp, but they don't have enough consistent depth scoring to be able to compete with those top teams. But night in, night out, they're going to be able to compete most games.
Yeah, that's why they're not a playoff team.
But I mean, right now, they're right there in the hunt, and their schedule softens up here. This road trip right now, they play the Devils, who are kind of in the middle as well. They play the Islanders, who've been bad this year. The Rangers, they've been pretty decent.
The Rangers are 5th in the league. What do you mean?
So, and then they
Rangers are sick.
Then they play Columbus, who's been a pleasant surprise. So, there's a lot of winnable games here on this road schedule, and then they go home. They play the likes like Vancouver twice and stuff. They have a lot of either games at home or games in California where they don't have to travel as much. So I think this December is going to be a big make or break for the team and what they do short term and what they do long term. So, but Kyle, I know Yanksgiving is over, but sometimes you're still a little bit hungry. You might need that little snack just to get you through that last Halo game. You know where I for?
You can have a Built Bar. And you know what? Because there's nothing like good old American capitalism. They invented Cyber Monday. So you can get deals on Monday, not just Black Friday. So Built.com is the place to go, because you can get at least 20% off everything delicious and healthy. That's 20% off site-wide. And there's even bigger discounts on shit like Built Boost and Built Swag and Built Broth. Bet you didn't know they had broth. Yeah, just have a nice cup of broth. There's a brand new Built Bar flavor that just got in, specifically for Monday. Caramel Almond Delight. It delivers on everything. It's got caramelized chocolate. It's got almonds, and it tastes good. So be sure to get them before they take it away. There's only 150 calories, but there's 17 grams of protein. And maybe you don't want the caramel, maybe you don't want the chocolate, but you love white chocolate. For a limited time, there's a special new Built Bar Puff, white chocolate cheesecake. This protein treat filled with marshmallowy center, covered in white chocolate, is only 140 calories and 17 grams of protein. So 'tis the season to save and to give your taste buds the gift of Built Bar. So get to Built.com for these incredible tasting new bars and 20% off everything. Head to Built.com, enter code LOCKED20 before it's too late.
I know Thanksgiving might be over, but you know what they say, football season doesn't start till after Thanksgiving, and nothing's better than football after Thanksgiving. So BetOnline's got you covered for all the holiday season with more props, odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline remains your number one spot for all the action this holiday season. Head over to the new updated desktop or mobile website to sign up today and receive a 50% welcome bonus with the promo code LOCKEDON. And it's not just football. BetOnline's got you covered in pro and college hoops, NHL, boxing, UFC, even your favorite Vegas casino games. So don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, we're stuffed with deals this holiday season. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest takeaways from this team is they've got enough to compete night in, night out, except for against the top teams. And
But
the goaltending is way better than what we expected going into this season. We thought if Reimer and Hill can combine to be a competent duo, they would have a chance. But like Reimer has been, you could argue Reimer's been their best player. I mean, I would still pick Timo, but like I'm not going to call you crazy if you think James Reimer has been their best player this year.
Yeah, I just don't know. They compete night in and night out, but they don't compete with anybody that's good. Basically, they haven't. And we just watched them play Ottawa and Chicago. Like those teams aren't good. Like I think the Devils and the Islanders are going to be more indicative if they can compete with the middle tier teams because we saw them lose to Winnipeg. We're coming off a stretch where they lost to everybody. Like I just don't know if they actually are competing or they're just playing a good team, then they're playing a bad team. And we're like, well, they lost against the good team. That's what's supposed to happen. Okay, they beat the bad team. That's supposed to happen. I just don't know if they're just playing a mixture of good and bad teams exclusively. And we're not getting they need to play like Anaheim. They need to play Vegas again. They need to play.
They haven't. Well, I mean, they played one game in the Pacific against Calgary and they beat them in Calgary. Like that's the thing is like, it's tough right now.
Then they turned around and lost to Winnipeg.
Yeah. But I mean, they beat Winnipeg twice already this year. So, and one of those games was the COVID, hey, let's bring all the children up right now. But like, I just think with the way they're structured right now with their team defense and their ability to kind of limit high danger shots. And then with James Reimer literally bailing them out at all, like again, tonight against Chicago where they had 4 shots in the first period, but James Reimer was the best player on the ice then. And then they came out in the second period, they earned a goal, and then they basically held on until the end of the game because James Reimer.
Don't you think it's foolish to go into games being like, Reimer's going to have to make 35 saves and then we'll try to win? Like, I just think that's a foolish way to go into the game. Because that's why I don't think they're going to compete because they're banking on this thing that Reimer might have a really great season, but he's not going to win the Vezina. He's not Connor Hellebuck. So I just don't think you could. And when they're not going to play him every game, they have to play Adin Hill, and Adin Hill hasn't exactly been great. So going into the game and being like, okay, we're only going to score 2 goals, and then hopefully the defense and goalie stand up. Like I don't see how this is a pattern for success.
Yeah, that's a very fair point. But I mean, like we talked about going into this season where that's gonna be their game plan right now is to have better, team defense and be able to muster some offense. And hopefully with when Dahlin's back now and he can get back on track with, his and if some of these other guys at Benito can continue to get going and stuff like that and start chipping in more, you start to see some more of this depth scoring. But like, I mean, right now they're winning games and they're winning. I mean, they're winning them ugly, but they're still winning games right now. And I think that's all you can ask for is to continue to build points. And then, especially, and then when you start to play your Anaheims and your LAs and your Vegases, see what you got there.
LA's bad again.
Huh? LA's bad again. What a run they had. So, but like Anaheim's good, right now. And like Vegas is starting to get healthy right now. And, and it's like Calgary's really good and Edmonton's really good. Like you're going to start playing these teams more and more. And, they don't have the horses to compete with like an Edmonton's offense, but you can play sound defense and rely on your goalie. I mean, we've seen that.
But they're 5-5 in their last 10, so it's clearly not working. 5-5 isn't good. Like they beat the Blackhawks 2-0. Then they lost to the Maple Leafs 4-1, so their plan didn't work. Yeah. Then they beat the Senators 6-3. Their plan didn't work because they scored a bunch of goals and let in 3 against Ottawa. They won an OT 2-1 over the Hurricanes. Worked. Lost 4-0 to the Capitals. Lost 4-1 to the Blues. Won 4-1 against the Wild. Lost 6-2 against the Avalanche. Lost 4-1 against the Jets. Like they barely they lost to the Devils in a shootout. Like I just don't. If they were like 6-4, 7-3, 6-4, then I'd be like, yeah, there's something here. But they're 5-5. Like their entire record is 11-9-1. Like I'm not super plussed by.
I think if they can hang through because I mean they've had a tough opening start to the season, so if they can hang in here, and then like I said, the schedule softens up going into December, and then that's where you can really find out about this team and if they're really playoff contenders or if they're just kind of that creamy middle. So I'm not trying to say that their plan's right or wrong, but this is their plan right now, and Timo and Hurdle and Couture, like that's a pretty solid. These guys are all on pace for 30 goal seasons right now. Like if they can,
are they really?
Yeah, if they can continue that, like having 330 goal, there's a lot worse offenses in the league than having 330 goal, goal scorers on a team. So if you squeak out enough offense and James Reimer and your defense is good, like they could. I'm not saying that they're going to win the cup, but I think they can push for a playoff spot with that recipe. So it's not exciting, but yeah.
Remember when the Sharks were fun?
Yeah.
You know what is fun though? Cyberbullying, and cyberbullying works. Okay. We cyberbullied Jake Middleton and he scored. We cyberbullied Nick Bonino and he scored in 2 straight games. And we cyberbullied Andrew Cogliano. No, Matt Nieto. And he scored. Cyberbullying works, folks. Never let
That's the biggest takeaway. Kyle, let's get out of here. This is a good episode. I'm gonna say it. Solid B+.
Some people are saying. If you want to find us on the internet, you can find us many places. Twitter, Locked On Sharks. We're posting Kirby memes. We moved on to Kirby memes. You can find us there. Obviously, we're talking it up every day, all day, because we don't actually have jobs, apparently. Facebook, Instagram. You can find us there. JD puts up all our work, puts all our shit posts up there. You can see it if you want to send us a message. Let us know. We will get it. Don't be afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Email, lockedonsharks@gmail.com. Nobody's emailed us in a hot minute. Thank you for your service. It's good. You can listen to us wherever you find your podcasts, Spotify. I was going to say Alexa, Amazon, Apple Music. Alexa will play it. Yeah. Alexa, play the Content Boys. That's good. Somebody send us a video of that. Stitcher, Anchor, Propeller, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. iHeartRadio.
Yep.
NBCSN, official.
Officially official. Yeah. Yep. I guess we're now, I mean, we're co-workers with Brody Brazil now and stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
What kind of benefits do you think they have?
I don't know. I know my health plan that works pretty good, but anyway.
Yeah, we should email HR.
Yeah, we will. So,
Brody, let us know.
Yeah.
If you want to subscribe and watch us do this, maybe you like to watch. No king shaming here. YouTube.
We're creeping close to the 450, so getting there. We put up our Ryan Merkley interview, so from that we did in February. So that's on there. You can watch.
Yeah, if you want to look at Ryan Merkley, do an interview where he's looking face down at the camera.
Yeah, and you're lying in your bed. So
I'm lying in my bed. Yeah, that was a good time. You can do that. If you want to find JD on the bird, you can do that at my fry hole.
Kyle, cyberbullying people at Kyle Demetrius.
Cyberbullying works.
Thank you, of course, for making us your first listen. Go check out actually the Locked On NHL show, or I was on there. So actually, they had me at the top of the show, so you can go listen to me there. They've also, I think they had the Habs on, and they had Sarah from Locked On Kings. So that's 3 really great people, if you ask me. So
or go check out Locked On Orioles.
Orioles, yeah, or Blue Jays. The Blue Jays have been very very active.
Yeah, they signed Kevin Gausman today. Go check out Locked On Blue Jays.
Yeah, good luck with that. So,
go Birds.
Bye, friends.
See ya.